The year is 2005. Jar and Edo, two non-binary roommates attending Alexandria College in Egypt, where they're studying engineering. They are friends, but neither knows whether the other is a boy or a girl. They respectfully wear interesting attire, while seated before one another at a table reviewing notebooks. They live in a small apartment in an ancient building.
I don't suppose I've ever come out and asked you, are you male or female?
We do well in our studies by identifying as neither one nor the other. Do you agree?
Yes.
Let's continue.
Okay. Our next assignment is to calculate the shortest distance between 2 points on the surface of the Earth.
That would be a straight line through the Earth.
Is that possible?
It has never been done. Does the sound of the dripping water distract you?
Yes. I hear it leaking.
This building is old.
Let's find the leak.
Okay. Have you heard that some apartments here have hidden rooms?
Yes. Our neighbors upstairs showed me theirs. They broke through the sheetrock and found an extra space.
Perhaps we have one.
Where? Unless it's in our hallway.
Our hallway is where water is leaking from their apartment into ours.
It's seeping into the sheetrock.
The waters make the wall gooey.
Oh.
Feels like synthetic flesh.
We can push through.
And through it an extra space.
It has no windows.
It's shaped like a pyramid.
Ah! Complete with 2 skeletons.
What is taking up the space in the middle of this room?
It's an old printing press. You have to manually turn its wheel.
It was printing counterfeit stock certificates.
They've grown brittle with age.
Not this one. Feel the texture. This is an original.
It's just 1 share. Perhaps the company that issued it still exists.
People die, but a company is forever. Let's ask them to honor the certificate.
It says on the face of it that they will.
Scene 2. In another part of the world where BB and DD, the human amphibious,
Help! I have a fish inside of me, please! Use your mouth!
Okay, I can't find where the fish ends and you begin.
It's all me!
I need you to turn upside down so I can get a better look.
Okay.
What happened there?
A virus hides inside my cells until I stress them.
Did you get it from the fish?
You got it from the fish, and I got it from you!
It's the stress.
We're getting shakles!
Those are fish scales.
Let it sleep.
My eye is swelling.
It's another virus! Be kind. It only kills what is dying.
Scene 3. At the entrance of the Suez Canal with Jar and Edo. A man-made lake on the other side of the world is the world to our amphibious friends BB and DD. But we're here to tell you that there was a time when the company that built the Suez Canal owned that lake. In Egypt's Port Said, we rejoin Jar and Edo, engineering students from Alexandria who found a bare stock certificate of the Suez Canal. That 1 share, over time, became a sizable interest in the company GDF Suez. Jar and Ito visit the Suez Canal, where they plan to give back to a world from which they have, up until this point, only taken. Since 2005 until now, they bake fresh-baked flat bread as they lounge on the rooftop of their corporate headquarters. The building is a property of the Arab Republic of Egypt, overlooking the Mediterranean entrance to the Suez Canal.
Let us toast to Ferdinand de Lesseps, our company's founder. And for 1854, he convinced Mohammed Said Pasha, the Wali of both Egypt and Sudan, to let him build this canal.
In those days, boats shipped cotton to the northerners of the United States and roiled them in battle with their southern brethren.
How times have changed.
Today's ships filled with unmarked cargo containers jam its entrance.
As they do, let us ponder ways to deepen and widen the canal.
Egypt rejects us.
At least they let us visit our headquarters.
This is Jar,
Jar,
and I am Ito.
Ito,
Shareholders.
Trespassers, be gone.
our company built this canal.
Your company worked for our Wali. Today, the canal is ours to widen and deepen as needed without interference from investors. Finish your picnic, shut the roof door behind you when you leave.
Thank you for your hospitality.
No
What a
problem.
bother.
Now what a dose of reality.
At least we can finish our picnic.
We return to our passive existence.
It is better to do than not do. The maximum distance from one side of the earth to the other is 12,500 miles. Go any further and you're on your way home. However, the earth's diameter is only 8,000 miles.
We shave off a third by cutting through the earth.
The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
But look at the horizon. The curve of the earth is gradual.
At sea level, how far can we see the horizon before it dips into view?
100 miles.
3.
3 miles?
Yes. Why?
Because the earth curves 8 inches per mile?
Yes. And through it, it needs a canal. Overlooking the Suez,
Building steam for a lock.
cutting loose from the Gaza from Suez,
Formulating a plan.
to dig a canal through a path that curves
next,
Al-Haya,
Al-Qura.
Al-Qura.
There are no locks in the Suez Canal. We can pass or then pass in the great bitter lake, rolling towards the dip as it curves upward toward us. And through the gateway from Asia to Europe. Why go around when you can go through it? It's a great idea.
We take the Earth, pick two fixed points, and divide the circumference by the radius to calculate their distance through the Earth.
What 2 points should we use?
Did you get the mailing?
Yes. Our company acquired a portfolio of electric utilities called First Light.
Does it include a body of water?
Yes. And it is the largest lake in one of the 50 United States. The property is underwater, but we also control the dam that contains it.
And here we retain drilling rights up to the Great Bitter Lake?
Al-Buhara, Al-Mura, Al-Qura.
Let's connect them.
The Suez Canal is 100 miles long, and it reduces the distance between the Mediterranean and the Red Sea by 6,000 miles. Our canal only shaves a distance by a third.
The easier projects are already done.
But where is our new lake?
41 degrees north, 73 degrees west.
What state is it in?
Does it matter?
Well, the largest lake in a small state is probably smaller than the largest lake in a large state.
Ours is the largest lake in the state of Connecticut. Its property line extends 440 feet above sea level.
Is it near the sea?
It's 100 miles from the Atlantic Ocean.
Isn't Connecticut one of the small states?
Yes, it's the fourth smallest by population and the third smallest by area. However, it is one of the 13 colonies that revolted against England, a country that differs from it in that it does not allow its citizens to own guns.
People can own guns in the United States?
Yes. They built the revolution on their right to bear arms, so they include that in their constitution.
Even Egypt denies their citizens the right to bear arms.
The revolutionaries needed arms to revolt, so they had to have the right to bear them, and they won. Yeah, some people there still think they have the right to bear arms.
But times have changed.
But when people revolt against us?
Well, they should do it peacefully.
Connecticut is a fertile state with adequate representation. Its residents will not revolt anytime soon.
No desert?
No, plenty of plants, animals, insects.
I would have thought the United States were of equal size.
No, the largest is 500 times the size of the smallest, and the representation varies according to population. Our state has 2 senators plus 5 representatives. That's 2 senators for 3.6 billion people.
Compared with?
New York. And then joining state. It has 2 senators, 27 representatives for 20 million people.
So, 1 resident of Connecticut is worth 5 residents of New York? Senatorially speaking.
Well, yes, and 1 resident of Wyoming with a population of 500,000 is worth 8 Connecticut residents, senatorially speaking.
Oh. Well, then how many representatives does Wyoming have?
1, which in itself is overrepresentation because Connecticut has 8 times the population of Wyoming and only 5 representatives.
What's the biggest lake in Wyoming?
Yellowstone Lake, 40,000 square miles.
And the biggest lake in Connecticut?
Candlewood Lake, 8,500 square miles.
Not so big.
And it's big enough for us to drill a hole through it.
Can we visit this lake?
Yes, people land planes on it. If we modify our jet to resemble a 55 Grumman amphibious aircraft and you rename it the Candlewood Clipper, then register on arrival and pay toll.
Okay, I will. But how far away is it?
5,990 miles as the crow flies over the earth, which our tunnel through the earth, according to my calculations without getting into pi and cosines, will reduce to 3,316 miles. Get in.
All right, but let it be noted that I was content to sit here with you on the rooftop overlooking the Suez.
And I with you. But we must cut the engines. We're almost there. Did you forget to tell me to switch the jet propeller off?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Perhaps nobody noticed. I'll do it now. There it is.
Man made this lake.
Just like man made the Suez Canal. There's its dam, the Rocky River Dam. It fills many valleys.
It was man who said, "Rocky River be damned!"
And so it was. And that's what man said to the people on the high side of the dam. Some people did not want to sell, let alone relocate their homes.
Look at that tube!
The lake comes with a pump to pull from and releases water into the river. It works. We are looking at a big battery storing energy until needed.
A hydroelectric utility. Just think of the dividends.
And it's pretty. Look at the houses built around it.
Did man flood towns to create this lake?
Yes.
But there must be houses beneath the lake.
Yes. There are claims on submerged land that we may have to recognize. But it is not like we have to drain the lake to get access. Owners have to be amphibians to get any use from the land.
They could use oxygen tanks.
Inventors are developing synthetic gills that draw our oxygen from the water.
They could live in compressed air bubbles.
These are old deeds. The lake is over 100 years old.
Yeah, but like our stock certificate, it's probably still good.
If you can find them.
As their plane lands on the water, it knocks the covering off of Jar and Ito's heads, and Jar's head knocks against the window.
I'm sorry. I must have dozed off. Who are you? Of course, you're the steward. Steward, may I have a glass of iced tea?
This is my plane. You are trespassing.
May I stay?
I'm not comfortable knowing there is a stranger here.
I'll pay. Will you be my friend? No one needs to know.
Thank you. Jar, don't you know me?
You're my roommate.
Yes. And where are we now?
Candlewood? Why do they call it Candlewood?
Its resin is flammable. Are you okay?
Yes.
Do you know what kind of wood is Hollywood?
Hollywood is the entertainment capital of the world!
Perhaps, but Hollywood is a source of mate. Yerba mate is a kind of Hollywood.
Then, steward, bring me a gourd of yerba mate.
Wait until we get home. Let's sink this plane.
Scene 4. A more rugged Jar and Ito embarked upon an exploration of their lake.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I remember now. We're connecting our new lake with the Suez Canal. But where do we store the plane?
At the bottom of the lake. Untie the dinghy boat, gather our supplies.
There must be a better way to travel.
We are working on it. See how quickly the lake becomes like glass again in the misty morning?
How peaceful. Just a few bubbles from our sunken plane. Oh, look! A ripple approaches.
It's those fishermen. They caught a carp.
How do you know they
The
caught?
prospectus says that the lake authority stocks the lake with Asian wee carp.
I like the taste of carp.
The carp eat the Asian milfoil, choking the propellers of moisturized pleasure boats.
I prefer kayaks.
We paid $6 a carp. Hey, not in the bucket. Catch and release.
They always tasted so good, cooked fresh out of the bathtub.
All right, those people saw us. Hey, McAllister! McAllister, I'm talking to you. Throw him back. Come on now, let's dive into the lake. Here we go. Huh, 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Why can't we eat them? I mean, carp reproduce like rabbits.
These carp are sterile. Our lifetime, one lifetime, is all they have.
Well, who said carp are good at clearing milfoil?
The professionals. Carp have teeth.
Ow!
They nibble on anything.
The fishermen emerge from the lake with bloody nipples after taking their morning swim.
What aim?
What eyesight!
These fish are nipple biters.
Yum! My enjoyment is vicarious. How big can they get?
It depends on the size of their homes. The lake is the limit.
How?
There are bigger fish in the sea. Where shall we stay?
I don't know. This is an example of poor planning.
I thought we thought of everything.
As the morning silence returns, two amphibious people, BB and DD, exit from the lake.
The amphibious lives of the wrong people now. The amphibious lives of the wrong people now. You may often see us here several times a year. The amphibious lives of the wrong people now. Of the wrong, taking it to the street. Come on, baby, I'm taking it to the street. I want a need for a brother. So sorry. Legend has it that there are people in this lake who can live underwater. Its flooding at the moment of their birth forced them to adapt, exhaling the water through feathery gills in their necks. And they are still alive. I mean, look at them. They have the bodies of teenagers. Theirs is a life of continuous anxiety, interrupted by dread, trapped between heron, swallows, and now carp.
Oh, what I wouldn't do to meet them.
They're in the lake, so we open too.
Maybe they can help us find a place to stay.
We can ask, but we should only also exhume the plane and fly it to the nearest fueling station so we can get home before getting too tired.
Okay, let's do that. I always sleep best in my own little bed and my own little room.
Hey, who put carp in this lake?
Oh, we did!
They're eating seaweed that filters fuel particles.
Oh, maybe that wasn't a good idea.
What's to prevent our home from becoming an underwater desert?
As if it was not enough to have swallows swooping at our heads.
When we swim near their lakes,
Now we're getting attacked by...
fish that eat our vegetation. We must fight this carp. Use this sharpened tree branch as a fish spear.
Prepare for battle.
Hey, do you know you're living in a man-made lake?
It's a
A
curse.
curse.
Why?
For one thing, it drowned our mother, see?
Did you know your mother?
No, we only know what we learned. She refused to leave.
She was stubborn Mary White.
Did she drown when they flooded the lake?
Yeah, see.
That was when we were born.
How do you know that?
From a song, The Legend of Mary White.
Shall we?
Yes.
She refused to leave her home until they paid her for her land.
Meet her turn.
How could they refuse to pay with her baby almost born, who remained her first concern?
But her brother knew the score if a child his sister had.
He had
He would
none.
lose his right to own or sell interest in their land.
It belonged to future heirs. Although bastard it would be when she bore the child unwed.
How could she?
It was better she not marry and disgrace the family name with a man who worked their farm.
So her brother sold and did not tell his water filled the land.
It's too late.
For by then the water flooded, bursting through her bedroom doors,
And no trace of her was found.
children born before the death of their mother as she drowned. She had claimed remained submerged below, with placenta still in tow. Only water could they breathe. So the lake became their home, though it closed within a dam.
It was water-filled.
While they swam like little fish, they would meet some shady men, and from them these children learned. They from bootleggers would learn to use slang from of the time.
May I say,
And they swam as they were told, building lockers in the lake where the bathtub which was stored.
her prohibition they would hibernate. It did not seem to age.
They look young.
But they always were in flight, in their fight with fish and birds, when the paths they took would cross.
And the path they took, any path they took, would annoy the fish and birds. So they dug a nook under islands too. To their nook they would return.
It's the tunnel bootleggers made them build, when in youth they could be used.
Tell us what to do.
And you'll find out too.
We've a short, slow, we've a short, slow burn, we've a short, slow burning fuse.
The mature embryos blow out after their mother dies. Attached umbilically, their mother floats to the surface, twin babies feeding from her twin placentas until the food source dries and the cords break. Down, down they fall into the soil as blue-green algae multiplies rapidly around them. They digest the algae-filled water through the open umbilical cords. They fall into the shrubs that grow rapidly, the weeds resembling evergreens that tangle the water. They live in them, attaching their umbilical cords to the broken plant stems, breathing the nutrients of the algae, their belly buttons remaining open. They grow slowly with the passage of years, from 1927 to 1933, during Prohibition, when bootlegging became a way of life. Over the years, they would hibernate, freeze, or enter a state of torpor. They last appeared before renters on Candlewood in the late 1970s.
So you're pretty old.
Oh, no one would guess.
Is this your first time here?
Yes.
Do you know where you are?
41 degrees north, 73 degrees west.
This is kind of a vacation spot for most folks.
Yeah. What brings you here?
We're prepping coordinates for a tunnel to connect this lake with the Suez Canal.
By what authority?
We hold stock in a company that owns both.
You own two authorities?
Well, our company does.
Yes, and as shareholders with engineering degrees from the University of Alexandria, it is our destiny to connect our properties.
A lake? A lake is not property!
Before we arrange for the demise of these dreamers, let's learn from them. Folks, are you considering 3 dimensions for your 3-dimensional plan?
We measure latitude and longitude.
Amateurs.
What about altitude?
We're only going down, and anything below the 440 line is ours.
We need a barometer.
Oh, for weather?
It measures pressure to quantify altitude.
The higher you go, the closer pressure approaches a vacuum, according to the birds.
We are not going up.
What happens when you go down?
Pressure increases.
Until it crushes.
Squash.
Our plan is organic. For example, when we flew here, we sunk our plane, but forgot to arrange for accommodations. We appreciate your suggestions.
We figure out as we, go along.
If you tunnel through the lake, you won't be able to get out.
At its deepest, our tunnel is only 1,000 miles down.
You should feel the pressure as we dive.
Would you like to see our tunnel?
Is there a tunnel in this lake?
Yes, we burrowed it for the bootleggers.
When we were little water babies.
Well, where is it?
Between the islands of Bootleggers and Skeleton.
Oh, interesting names.
They were raised by bootleggers. What are you staring at?
Oh, we so admire your 20 fingers and toes that bringing you there is our plan for you.
They are a wonder, aren't they? These fingers and toes. Look chart. By counting them, people developed the metric system.
And by using thumbs to count finger joints, people developed the imperial system.
What does that mean?
Please instruct us.
Oh, the imperial units of measurement divide by 12 instead of by 10.
In measuring distance, we've been using miles instead of kilometers. Although, if we want everyone to follow our plans, we should use both.
If we divide the number of feet in a mile by the number 12, then what do we get?
I don't know.
440. Here, we own up to the 440 line.
It's magic.
It's math.
Witchcraft.
440 feet above sea level, or 1/12 of a mile.
It is with precise counting of multiples of 10 and 12 that humans are reshaping the universe.
Plus pi.
Pi?
Yes. We must factor in pi.
Do you mean the number with the infinite decimal?
Yes. I think for anything with a curve.
That's what computers are for. Folks, have you ever used a computer?
We would like to,
Interference creates imbalance.
but nature rebalances.
Yes, but nature might not include us. Please, do nothing here.
I'm for that. We will consider doing nothing if you consider doing it together.
Oh, will become one of us.
Yes, teach us to be amphibious.
Oh, it's almost like being hermaphrodites.
Why do you say that?
Well, we can see the ambiguity of your genitals.
Hey little champs, you're in our country now. You can set up camp in the tree branch bough. Give all you got to explore the unknown.
You can go get food from a pine tree cone.
Hey, there is nothing to say. There is plenty to do. Till our round comes. Hey little champs, you're in our country now. And we will do what we want to. And we will do what we want to.
Oh, it looks like rain. Did you activate the air tanks?
Yes, our plane is rising.
We must refuel and head home before we are too tired and lose sight of what is up and down.
We leave you with the greatest gift we can give.
Smartphones!
Maintain their power by plugging them into the solar panel designed to resemble the leaf of a princess tree. Farewell.
Wait until the other plants find out about this.
Goodbye. We'll get him next time. Onward to battle.
The disturbance from the takeoff creates a wake in the lake that knocks BB and DD back into the water.
Trees that grow small, we're busy sleeping, are taller, far more than we are. They proclaim a spot here on earth and spread to expand solar panels to draw us in, make us whole.
The ice cream truck arrives on Candlewood Isle.
Do you hear the music box? It sounds the call of ice cream. Is there a melody I have heard many times as this? Once it plays through, once it plays again, it hurls my sense of reason. It's up to me to concentrate. Still I play the ice cream truck, and even a black apple not deter the song of Mr. Softy. Silence around it intensifies its musical invasion. That's why we're glad when the ice cream truck departs.
Always this time of year.
Let me sigh, it's a mask, what is underground? Where? What is lost, we don't know. We forget what we learned. Forgotten, we live for now.
smartphones, nothing has ever descended more than 8 miles below the Earth's surface.
We need to consider that.
But first, let's consider this advertisement about monthly program that helps prevent cancer.
Okay.
Upon their return to Egypt, Jar and Edo confront rejection of their plan. They refuse to adapt to local ways, and their colleagues look upon them as neither Egyptian or French. As a worldwide pandemic takes center stage, they ask themselves,
What do we miss not already gone? What do we miss that wasn't long already gone? What do we miss not already gone? It was gone long before we noticed it was gone. What for us will unfold as closely one another hold. Digging through the ground, my heart begins to pound. My heart is pounding. What do we miss not already gone? What was gone long before we noticed?
Let us return to Candlewood.
exasperated by their ostracism and the change in lifestyle habits. Jar and Edo of
GDF Suez
returned to Candlewood to snorkel in their lake.
Ow, something bit me.
You're just imagining it.
The thing I'm imagining just bit me again.
Oh, it's a carp!
I'm getting out of here. Bathers, be forewarned. Before you swim, I was bitten by a fish.
Was it a nipple biter? Biter?
I wasn't going to specify, but as a matter of fact, yes, it was a nipple biter.
Oh, just put this on.
Thank you. The carp in the lake are getting bigger.
Yeah, have you noticed that the houses surrounding the lake are also getting bigger?
Some of them look like hotels. Let's check out Town Hall for the diagrams of properties surrounding our lake.
Yeah, we can check for underwater deeds.
That too. But now I'm curious about their septic systems.
As carp each day eat their weight in weeds, they threaten to transform the lake into an underwater desert. Fortunately, the septic tanks and leach fields surrounding the lake keep it balanced with nutrients, invigorating the growth of trees and vines that strangle the trees and themselves in their grab for sun rays.
That was informative.
We must visit Town Hall again.
The amphibians said their mother's name was Mary White. They're wrong. Her name is Mary Wright.
Yes, she was dead right.
That was a terrible thing to say.
Well, I just mean that she was stubborn. The carp in this lake will be dead soon, too. They only live 10 years.
They can live for decades and achieve monstrous proportions.
Well, I don't want to be here when they die. Call headquarters.
They never listen to us.
Oh, they'll listen. We've seen carp. We've seen underwater deeds. We've seen septic diagrams. They should sell this lake.
And thanks to Jar and Edo,
GDF
Suez, after changing its name to the less traceable NG, sold Candlewood Lake to a Canadian Mounted Police pension fund.
Our new stock certificate will say NG. It stands for energy, but in a nice way. I like it. They also learned to cancel bearer certificates like ours and switch to a book entry system.
As our original shingle share continues to split, let's bid farewell to the lake by kayaking down the river that feeds it.
Does it meet the ocean?
By way of the Long Island Sound, you bet it does.
Oh, what is this? There's wild bamboo blocking the path of our kayak.
Invasive, aren't they? I wish I could live here, though. After we tie up loose ends and collect ourselves at our college apartment in Alexandria, let's make this place our home.
Jar and Edo returned to their Alexandria apartment with its hidden room where they found 2 skeletons and the original stock certificates.
Here is where our lives began.
It's a good thing we kept up the rental payments on this apartment.
Yeah.
Edo went to see the bathroom. John went in to see the bath. They were both within the bathroom, and they both were in the bath. Edo went to see the bedroom. John went in to see the bed. Nothing was said over a bed. Then they both began to laugh. We see into their apartment. We see into where they live. We can see that they're together. We know something has to give. We see into their apartment through the windows in the bed. Nothing was said over a bed. Quite the gathering we said. Then they went into the hallway. What was softening the walls? Water leaking in the hallway. What they wondered was the cause. As they leaned into the hallway, through the seepage in the wall, there in a dark, windowless room, there the skin began to crawl. There in the dark, windowless room, there the skin began to crawl.
I don't suppose I've ever come right out and asked you.
Well, we agree we do well in our studies to identify as neither male nor female.
Yes, but we're getting bigger. I'm asking if our increase in size affects your concentration.
No. Our studies are too engaging. Let's continue.
Okay. Our next assignment in how to superimpose civilization upon nature is to choose from the periodic elements a substance that can insulate a tunnel from heat and the pressure of inner Earth.
Where there is insulation, there will always be carbon.
Can we make a tunnel line with carbon?
In the form of diamonds, yes, but no, it has never been done before.
Oh,
I haven't bled in months.
me either. Oh.
I used to bleed every month.
Me too. From my butt.
Our bodies are growing something.
It's ever since we started that new regiment suggested by the internet.
You mean where we ejaculate 21 times a month to prevent cancer?
Oh no.
It's been good so far.
Yes, we could thank our smartphone for suggesting it.
Did you ever ejaculate inside of me?
Yes. How about you?
I did.
Now what?
We wait?
Until we explode?
Oh! Should we see a doctor?
I wouldn't go that far.
So you just accept the outcome.
Yes. Let nature run its course as it reveals itself over time. I suggest, though, that we move to fertile environment with lots of government representation per capita.
Such as Connecticut.
It has 2 senators for 3.5 million people. Let us hurry back to the United States of Connecticut.
It was a time for our plan to reveal itself. It was a time for our planet to heal itself. Though we had time to opine and be taking stock, we did it on the clock of the eroding rock, measuring time in predictable intervals. We found our clocks in the cycles of rolling balls. As we walk what is truth to conceal our crimes. All those other times it was almost time. Now it's time.
Day of judgment.
Did I miss it?
From the nerve centers and the chickens go wild. Catch us soaring on a hunter surrounded corners of rise.
It was a time for our plan to help us know ourselves. It was a time for our planet to heal itself. Though we had time to opine and be taking stock, we did it on the clock of a eroding rock.
Measuring time in predictable intervals. We find our clocks in the habits of animals. Until the time when the truth say to speak their minds. All those other times it was almost time. It is the time when we choose to express ourselves. It is the time when we more or less ourselves. For only time brings the best and the worst in us. We carry time with us like an albatross. Now it's time when we woke up, the day of judgment was done, and we missed it. A day late and a dollar short by one. Time, take it slow, take your time. There's no shortage of time. Haste, haste, waste, take your time. You can trust yourself. We have plenty of time. We are out in time while existing in time.
Slow but sure, we made it back to the lake.
Do I know you?
Jar, I'm your roommate. Don't be embarrassed. I look out for you, and you look out for me.
Okay.
Hey.
At last, I release my ball of blood.
Wow. Me too.
Oh, see it seep into the soil to blend with nutrients that supports plant life. Ah,
But what is hard is still attached to me that does not seep into the soil. I'm so embarrassed.
There was a time when we chose to expose ourselves. We turned away from the chosen to choose ourselves. As we detach from our burdens and lose ourselves, we let loose the tides of abuse and life without time.
it moves!
It breathes.
It For help, beloved, let us love so well.
Our work shall still be better for our love.
And still our love be sweeter for our work.
And both
Commended for the sake of each.
The world waits by all true workers and true lovers born. Now press the clarion on thy partner's lip. Love's holy kiss shall still keep consecrate, and breathe the fine keen breath along the brass, and blow all class balls level as Jericho's, past Jordan, crying from the top of souls to souls that they assemble on earth's flats, to get them to some purer eminence.
Then any hitherto beheld for clouds,
What height we know not, but the way we know.
and how by mounting eye we must attain.
And so climb on. It is the hour for souls.
That bodies leavened by the will and love.
Be lightened to redemption.
The world's old, the world's old,
But the old world waits the hour to be renewed.
toward which new hearts in individual growth
Must quicken and increase to multitude.
In dynasties of the race of all,
Developed whence shall grow spontaneously
new churches, new economies,
New
laws,
Admitting freedom, new
societies.
Excluding falsehood.
We shall make all new, excluding falsehood.
we shall make all new.
And with DD, BB, Jar, Edo, and Milton, their new son, they were on the shore facing the isles of Skeleton and Bootleggers. A light rain is falling on the lake.
The tree that grows while we're
Gently sleeping grows tall by far more than we do. It proclaims a spot here on earth and spreads to expand solar panels to draw us in, help us live. We cut invasive grapevines, their tightness strangles branches, and then the leaves expand into a blanket as trees from trees and vines vine for sun rays from the sky. Tree that grows while we're gently sleeping grows tall by far more than we do. It proclaims a spot here on earth and spreads to expand solar panels to draw us in, make us whole.
you shady characters lurking beneath the trees and vines?
This shade is what we get as they battle to catch the rays of the sun.
We have instructions for you.
First, we need to state your origins. Where did you live before the flood?
In the village of Jerusalem, in the town of New Milford, where our mother and her brother owned a farm.
Until he sold it. You know the song. But her brother sold it, did not tell us water filled the land.
It's too late.
Okay, we can tell you. Sorry. If your mother was survived by children, then her brother had no right to sell the farm. His sale is void. The land beneath the lake is yours. Claim it.
It's true. Your family name is right. Yes, and according to the deed at town hall, your farm was jointly held by your mother and her brother. It went to the survivor only if one died without issue. Your uncle died without issue, but at the time of the sale, your mother had you. You are issue. You get it all. Your uncle's transfer is void. Go tell the lake authority.
But what if they don't believe us?
You're amphibians from 100 years ago and you're still alive. That in itself is unbelievable.
What do you think of us?
We believe you.
You own the land beneath the lake. Do you feel better now?
No.
The carp are getting bigger, and the heron still hate us.
Oh, the carp will be gone soon. People learned how to make them sterile.
That only makes them mad.
And bigger. The one blocking our tunnel is a monster.
It will not move without a fight.
And it's a whale of a carp.
Oh.
Oh dear.
I will go.
You have a beautiful child.
Thank you. I made this baby.
Well, I helped. In some way. But honestly, Ito, that was way beyond me. Hey, BB, shall we go help Dee Dee down below?
Look, this is between Dee Dee and the carp. We help by staying here. Quick question. Given your plans for this lake, why are you telling us to assert our rights as landowners?
Our company sold the lake.
What will you do now?
We'll think of something.
I know it seems like a fine point, but there really is a shade of difference between doing something and doing nothing.
Apparently no one is telling either of you what to do. Dee Dee and I appreciate that. How did you become so independent of people?
Oh, well, as members of the jet set, we often get that question. Ito and I found a Suez stock certificate in a hidden room of an apartment where we lived during college.
Kept us together.
And that's the best thing about it. Look what happened. Offspring.
Is your name Telescopes?
We changed our names.
Dee Dee returns. Crumpled. Gnarled. As if chewed. Thank you. And spit out.
Dee Dee, are you okay?
I feel great.
Before stocking this lake, its authority must hear from all landowners. You have a voice. Speak.
We could have told them not to bring the boat trailers into the lake.
Now you can. You own land. Tell them.
We want to learn, but do not tell us what to do.
But these are things you should do.
Then it is fair to say that we are reaching the end of our slow burn.
The degree to which I tolerate Dee Dee is the degree to which I do not tolerate you.
Hey.
But can we stay here?
You want to stay here, yeah?
Dee Dee, did you win the fight?
Yes. The carp was sterile. It was desperate. It aged. It died. But not without a fight. Yeah!
All right.
And you return to us maimed and mangled.
Let me heal in your embrace.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Jeez.
Was it worth it?
That carp did a number on you.
Oh, look what it did to you.
It was an infinitesimal battle.
Huh.
One of as many as there are people on this earth.
Yet there is only us.
We are only here, alone.
With the rain.
I cleared the entrance. Would you like to see our tunnel?
Oh, yes. Lead the way.
It is there, between the two islands.
Oh, my.
We bought new synthetic gills to try on for this occasion.
You know why they call one island bootleggers, but why do you think they call the other island skeleton?
Because your tunnel doesn't reach there?
Correct.
Huh.
If anything should happen to us, can our son stay on the island with you?
Oh,
Yes,
We can't promise he can breathe water, but he will learn to live in it.
I will stay with him. You go with Bibi.
okay.
We dig a hole, line it with coal. 1,000 miles is a long way down, but going through the earth the shortest way around.
Keep on digging, digging.
We dig a hole,
Digging.
line it with coal.
Keep on digging, keep on digging.
1,000 miles is a long way down. We have got to dig a tunnel in the ground. Keep on digging down. Keep on digging down. Keep on digging down. Keep on digging down.
Yes. Christ, how did you know that? Brilliant. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Come on. That's amazing.
Oh, who knows what? What are they good for? Nothing. I decided to share you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She decided to
Just
You're awesome. Yay!
why are we the exact same haircut? Why are we trying?
It's so cute.
He's got something there.
Sorry, I'm so sweaty. I want to meet her husband when pretty sure it was the guy with the flowers. Right? Flowers.
There was a woman that had it.
Oh, not the
Sorry.
Oh, how cute.
I have more trouble.
Can I just offer to meet your
Crystal, Street Theater.
Next year. I'm trying, yeah.
Yes.
We've had a long relationship full of ups and downs and, twists and turns. Breakups and coming back together again, like taking place. It's one of those things. Now, as you see him there, he doesn't quite know because he knows what's coming when he comes to see us. So, how you doing, man?
Oh, you were ready to laugh.